I need other Christopher Nolan shirts.
I know, you need a Dunkirk shirt.
I need a shirt of Insomnia.
Yeah, or
this
the
Al
Prestige.
Pacino. Oh.
Yeah, watch Al Pacino lose sleep.
Guys, how you doing? I'm Greg.
I'm John.
We're gonna watch the trailer for Christopher Nolan's Tenet, which I hope has his familiar trailer text on the screen.
Yeah.
He must go with it and be like, this text is the one we need.
I have a specific font.
Guys, before we swing on into this reaction, I want to say thank you to all the proper people who have an Android, iOS, the people who went to their app store and downloaded and followed us on the Stardust app, because we are posting daily over there, constantly, for months. It's an extension of the Real Rejects. So you guys should just go over there, download the app, follow us today. 30-second reaction reviews for films, TV shows, and or trailers, and the whole thing is free. So why are you complaining? Let's do this. Yes! Yes, Nolan!
You do. You chose to die instead of giving up your callings.
Whoa.
That test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
Yeah, that's about right. It's a text.
I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand,
Robert Pattinson.
we're trying to prevent World War III.
Okay.
Nuclear holocaust.
No,
It's a bit dippy.
something worse.
Oh.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. They'll open the right doors,
Michael Caine.
some of the wrong ones too.
Can they be?
What is happening? Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Sweet.
Oh.
I'm trying to understand it.
Whoa.
What?
What?
Nolan, man. He just, gosh.
Hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
So many thoughts.
Oh,
so many
man.
thoughts.
So many mysteries.
What I love about a Christopher Nolan film is they're movies that he wants you to experience in the theaters, but they're also, you know, sometimes he does like his Inceptions or his Batman films, even to a certain degree with those, but like things like Dunkirk or even this, they're not the usual blockbuster films. They're different. They are driven by story and mood and tone, and I like, it's funny, we were like joking about like Insomnia and Prestige, and it kind of seems to have some of that horror elements that he likes, or like the tense thriller elements that he really likes to include in his films. They're somewhat present in some of his other films. Here, you know, those shots of like John David Washington, it felt like a horror movie or something harkening back to his days of Memento. you know?
Yeah. It's very foreboding, and you get a sense of danger. And I love how they ease in this weird time warp concept, you know, where you slowly catch on to the fact that certain things are moving backwards and other things are moving forwards around them. Like, it's mind bending, and I have no idea what exactly the rules are going to be or what it's going to get at. But he said it's like his biggest film in terms of just like globe spanning locations and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it kind of has some of its Inception vibes in terms of like the sort of sci-fi visual things, the stuff that's unrealistic and seems a bit out of a dream. But we also know that he really loves dealing with time. I think Nolan in general, even in the Batman movies, he is great at going through, like cutting between many different sequences. And I know in Dunkirk, he really deals with different time moments.
Yeah.
But even in the Batman films too, it's like cutting around to many different events happening at one time. and not making it feel like what's going on or this is confusing, but having it be really intense, which is something I think he mastered. Watching him really play with time in a physical way, where it's like changing the reality before our character's eyes. It's something that's going to be very different and fascinating. Inception, he dealt with dreams, and here he's dealing with time and how that manifests in a physical way. I'm excited to see what he's got in store because it looks like a great sort of mood piece as well. And I felt like we got a little bit more information than we normally do in other Nolan films.
A little bit. I mean, he said it's supposed to
trailers.
Start out as like an espionage film and then mix with other genres, and I definitely got that sense from this. I mean, obviously there's some sci-fi, there's some horror, but curious to see what else he's gonna throw in there, because like Christopher Nolan is one of the few filmmakers who can really make films on a blockbuster scale, with all the time and attention that goes into, the story and the writing and all that, as well as the scope and the spectacle, and like that's pretty special.
That's what I get excited about, what he gets in camera for these action movies. That's what gets me excited, like in terms of watching one of his films on IMAX. And by the way, he is the best at using the IMAX cameras. He started it with The Dark Knight. Other directors have done that thing where certain scenes are filmed on IMAX cameras. And a lot of times it is just for the big spectacle moments. But when you watch his movies, it's like a lot of the spectacle sequences are in IMAX, but he knows how to use it to make it immersive and to do it based off the emotion and the mood. Not so much like, oh, this is a cool action scene, let's put it in IMAX cameras. Like, there are times where it's just, an establishing shot. He's got those great, beautiful looking establishing shots of buildings and stuff. But sometimes it's just a little moment where you cut to a different scene, and he has it in a big IMAX format because it helps with the mood and the transitions, as opposed to just, it's a cool moment, Seeing the action that he has here, and then John David Washington, I loved him in Black Klansman, and seeing him get to star in a Nolan film is awesome. Robert Pattinson, what? Batman is now
Twilight
in here with Nolan, who did a Batman movie. Connections. Whoa, you see that,
crossover,
guys?
multiple universes.
And Kenneth Branagh, after working with him in Dunkirk, now back here, and Elizabeth Debicki as well. He just gets. He always has a great cast assembled every time. And it's just a great cast.
Yeah, and he's got his regulars, but I feel like every time he also brings in some interesting new faces. Speaking of that, this is the first movie in a while without a Hans Zimmer score.
That's true.
It's going to be Ludwig,
the guy who's doing work on like The Mandalorian right now and
Black
stuff.
Panther and all that stuff.
Awesome. So many cool things to look forward to. Sci-fi spy. What does Tenet mean?
That's a great question. I mean, Tenet...
I'm gonna sound really stupid. I thought for months it was called Tenant.
No.
The text appeared, I was like, oh, Tenet.
I mean, I'm sure there are multiple definitions. I always thought tenets were like the pillars of a belief system, but I'm not entirely sure what context they're using it here.
I love his yellow look that he always has his DPs do.
Yeah.
He loves that yellow filter on these films. Are you guys excited for the movie Tenet? What are you hoping for from it? What looks different to you? Do you think this will be one of Nolan's best films? What gets you most excited in this trailer? Watching our video, great when you hear them blowing leaves outside. Comment below. You guys can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell to get notified whenever we got a YouTube video up. Download and follow us on the Stardust app. It is a great app. And last but not least, I'd like to end this with a patron of the day shout out to a man named James Nobriga. So we messaged James, just asking like, hey, thanks for joining our Patreon page. How are you? How'd you find us? And he came back with, hey, back at you. I love what you guys are doing, so I wanted to support you. My wife and I, I thought sexy guy and a guitar, maybe I had a chance, are independent artists and understand how hard it is to support yourself in the arts. Well, don't ask us to pledge to your Patreon page. Jeez.
Yeah, this is a one-way street.
One-way street. Okay, if you pledge $15 for a shout, we'll pledge $1. All right. We hope to grow our channel for this next year and considering the Patreon approach. Maybe. We'll see. In addition to being a musician, I also do video editing and production. Awesome. Awesome. Everyone who pursues those, instant success.
Yeah.
My love for film and addiction to watching YouTube reactions and reviews brought me across you guys.
Ooh.
What about like Beyond the Trailer and Tyrone Magnus? There's so much
I'm sure you
better.
got there first.
I loved watching your episode reactions to Cobra Kai.
Aww.
That show came out of nowhere, and it was so fun to rewatch it along with you guys. I've been a huge Star Wars fan since seeing the original in theaters, so seeing you guys doing the Mandalorian show episodes sold me on wanting to support you guys.
Aww. Thanks, Mando.
Thanks for doing what you do. And then he finally answered the question. Oh yeah, we are originally from the San Jose Bay area and just recently moved down to the Central Valley Fresno area.
Fresno!
Oh wait, never mind. All my sarcastic jokes, since you live in California, we have a chance of bumping into each other. I just want to clarify, I did not mean it was just sarcasm.
No, we're pledge $30.
Please don't spit on me.
We're gonna pledge $30 to you.
I
babe.
can't get spit on again.
No.
It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I only usually
hot,
my
though.
sarcastic comments are directed at people who don't live in California, but since you do, I'm sorry.
We love you.
I love you, James.
In fact, take all our money.
All sincerity, thanks, James, for
Thank
everything. I promise I'll message you back soon. Just been a little busy lately, but thank you, James. Really appreciate it.